Hello, welcome friends. Me Anila. The topic of my discussion is about blood pH. But before this, don't forget to like and subscribe my channel and press bell icon. Friends, in this video, I will tell you how our body maintains blood pH. First of all, we have to understand what is pH. pH is a scale from 0 to 14. If pH is less than 7, it means it is acidic. If pH is greater than 7, that means it is basic. If pH is equal to 7, that means it is neutral. So acids have low pH. Stronger acids have very much low pH. Bases have high pH. Stronger bases have very high pH. For our body homeostasis, we have to maintain blood pH. Blood maintains its pH in a range of 7.35 to 7.45. It is called homeostasis. What does homeostasis mean? Homeostasis means that our body regulates different quantities in our blood. For example, our body temperature should maintain 37 degrees centigrade for normal body functioning. We have to maintain blood glucose level, blood pressure, water balance in our body, electrolyte concentration in our body, and oxygen and carbon dioxide level in our body. So this is called homeostasis, that each of these quantities should be balanced in our blood. This process is called homeostasis. We have to maintain blood pH between 7.35 to 7.45. To maintain their pH, there are three mechanisms that maintain blood pH. Now, why we have to maintain blood pH? Because there are certain things like enzyme activity. Enzymes are biological catalysts that speeds up the chemical reaction in our body. So, a particular pH causes the enzyme activity to be balanced. Certain protein, their secondary and tertiary structures are formed with particular pH. Our nervous system produces nerves. These nerves function by particular pH. Our muscle contracts at certain pH. Hemoglobin, oxygen carrier protein, it transports oxygen by particular pH. So we have to maintain pH to maintain all these processes. There are three mechanisms that maintain blood pH. One is buffer system. What is buffer system? Buffer means that there are two components, weak base and its conjugate acid, or weak acid or its conjugate base. So the buffer system maintains its pH. If we increase the acidity of buffer, then it will suppress changes in pH. So buffer system is, there are three buffer system in our blood. One is bicarbonate buffer. Buffer systems are actually immediate response. Bicarbonate buffer. In our body, carbon dioxide reacts with water to form carbonic acids, which dissociate into hydrogen ion and carbonate ion. If blood becomes too acidic, means high hydrogen ion concentration, bicarbonate combines with hydrogen to form carbonic acid. So pH changes slightly. On the other hand, if blood becomes too alkaline, high OH ion concentration reacts with carbonic acid to form bicarbonate ion, so pH changes slightly. This is called as bicarbonate buffer system. The other is hemoglobin buffer system. In red blood cells, hemoglobin acts as buffer by binding and releasing hydrogen ions. So, in cellular respiration, what is cellular respiration? Glucose in the presence of oxygen is converted into carbon dioxide and water. In red blood cells, this carbon dioxide is diffuses, and inside red blood cells, the enzyme carbonic anhydrase catalyzes the formation of carbonic acid, which dissociate into hydrogen ion and bicarbonate ion. So hydrogen ion and bicarbonate ion are formed. Then deoxygenated hemoglobin binds the excess hydrogen ion to form protonated hemoglobin. Bicarbonate moves into plasma to maintain electrical neutrality. Chloride ions enters the RBC. This is called chloride shift. When blood reaches the lungs, in lungs, the process reverses, that is, oxygen binds to hemoglobin. As a result, protonated hemoglobin dissociate into hemoglobin plus hydrogen ions. These hydrogen ions reacts with bicarbonate ion to form carbonic acid. This carbonic acid then breaks down into carbon dioxide and water. The carbon dioxide diffuses into the alveoli and is removed through respiration. Deoxygenated hemoglobin binds hydrogen ions more strongly than oxygenated hemoglobin. So it binds hydrogen ion in tissues and releases it in lungs. So this is called hemoglobin buffer. So it maintains blood pH. Phosphate buffer. This buffer system occurs in kidneys. It maintains pH by accepting or donating hydrogen ions. It consists of H2PO4 negative, that is weak acid, HPO4 negative 2 conjugate base of weak acid. So this is the process. Dihydrogen phosphate produces hydrogen ion and monohydrogen phosphate. Dihydrogen phosphate is weak acid and monohydrogen phosphate is conjugate base of weak acid. If hydrogen ion is added, then dihydrogen phosphate is formed, so pH changes slightly. If OH ion is added, then monohydrogen phosphate is formed, so pH then changes slightly. In this way, this buffer system maintains pH. So, carbonate buffer system, hemoglobin buffer system, and phosphate buffer system. All these are immediate response. The second regulation is respiratory regulation. The lungs regulate amount of carbon dioxide in the blood. If there is more carbon dioxide, more carbonic acid is produced, pH decreases. If there is less carbon dioxide, less carbonic acid is produced, pH increases. So the lungs regulate amount of carbon dioxide in the blood. Renal regulation. Respiratory regulation occurs in minutes. Renal regulation, that is regulation by kidneys, it takes time from hours to days. If blood becomes too acidic, kidneys produce ammonia. Ammonia reacts with hydrogen ion to form ammonium ion. which is excreted by kidneys. This allows large amount of acid to be removed safely. In this way, blood pH is maintained. Friends, if you have any question, you can ask me on comments. I can help you. Thanks.